So we're back. More mail. More this. More weeks. More in. I don't know. Did some variations this time. Got a bunch of different brands. Got some CDs as well. Which I now realise I'm pretty sure I got a CD recently. I got Jackie Brown there a few weeks ago. That's not that special. Alright, let's go on. We'll start with the CDs then. We'll start with the CDs. I got myself a Lost Highway. You know, that David Lynch film? Yeah, they have a soundtrack. It's got quite a number of artists. It will be very reflective. But yes, quite a number of artists. So that's actually pretty good. Some artwork too. It's kind of chaotic, the artwork that they have. I kind of like looking into the booklets to see what artwork they have. The only problem is it's really bloody hard to get them out. And I don't understand why it's so hard to get a booklet out. I realise I don't really have nails. But on one side, you get this for your artwork, which is, you know, pretty nice. Pretty noirish. Pretty sleek. You get some Bill Pullman. You get some songs. And yeah. It's pretty decent overall, I think. I like it. I think it's a really interesting film. It's not my favourite of Lynch's, but it used to be my least favourite. Then I just rewatched it one day after having not seen it for like 2 years. And I'd only seen it the once in that 2 years, and I'm like, this film's actually kind of really good when you have seen it. Because most of these films I don't think can be comprehended as good on the first go, which is usually a pleasure, because it means you want to rewatch it, and you're like, I need to rewatch it, I need to reevaluate it, like get a better understanding, you know? A film, on the other hand, that you don't really need a better understanding of, that I've actually seen still twice, because I saw it twice in 3 days, I think, I'm pretty sure, is West Side Story, the Spielberg film. I got this because me and two of my mates went and saw the new film that he made, that one where he's a fable and a man. Also, I like how there's like the title in there, but then you can squeeze the disc in and it still says it. Oh, great stuff, I love it. But yeah, so we went and saw The Fabelmans, and there was only the three of us in the cinema. It was a smaller cinema, it was the Nova in Carlton, but yeah, it was bloody nice, because it was just the three of us. We were able to just relax. We had these big ass chairs. We're just able to talk while watching the movie, but like the kind of banter that, like, it's not like we're talking over the movie, we're talking with the movie in a way, you know, where you can laugh at that important thing and be like, oh my god, did you see that? Or, you know, whatever the fuck. The kind of fun stuff that I like to do with my mates. Comes with a booklet. It's actually quite a hefty booklet as well, because it has songs, talks about, it's actually got lyrics, which is really nice, because it's a musical. So you get your lyrics, there's your prologue, you get, it's a Spanish word I'm not going to be able to pronounce, but it's the Sharks version of a song. You get the Jet song, you get Something's Coming, you get free dances at the gym, you get Blues Promenade, Mambo, and Cha-Cha Meeting Scene Jump. Balcony Scene, aka Tonight, Maria, transition to Scherzo and Scherzo, great images, you get America, classic song, G Officer Kripke, amazing song in the film, very fun to listen to. We listened to it on the way home yesterday after watching that Puss in Boots film. That was really fun. That was an experience too. One Hand, One Heart, which is fine. Cool as well. Cool is nice. And you get the rest of them as well. You get a big image on the inside there. Good array of images, which is really nice. I even gave a song to her, which is cool. It makes me want to rewatch the film, because it's a great fucking movie. I do love both the original and the remake, because they're both distinctly different in their own measures, which is also good. But yeah, saw Puss in Boots, The Last Wish, yesterday. That was really fun. We actually were kicked out of the cinema because there was a fire alarm. As in everyone was kicked out, not just me. And we were allowed in after 20 minutes. And they were told us, you can, if your movie is before the 25-minute mark, we'll restart it. Otherwise, you can get a refund and whatever, and get a complimentary tickets or whatever. They obviously realized they didn't have enough complimentary tickets, so they're like, hey, what if we just restarted most of the movies? So they did that. They restarted the movie. And it was a wonder and a joy to watch it. And then the movie ended, and we went outside, and because I was driving home, drove across the street, and a fire engine came rushing past, and we looked over and realized, oh shit, there's actually a real fire in the distance. So yeah, it was a big temple that had burnt down. Big fire. We didn't drive past the fire because I'm not going to put myself through that. I'm like, nah, there's probably going to be a blocked off road, given how many emergency services were being called. So, yeah, that was interesting. Nevertheless, bloody hell, looks like I'm saving the best for last. Went to JB, they had Supernova on Blu-ray for $7, which I figured was a bloody steal because, I don't know, why not? I've heard good things. I've never seen it, but it's... I don't know, Mum likes Colin Firth. I think everyone in this household likes Stanley Tucci. And I'm interested in the film, so I just never got around to watching it because it came out in 2020. I think it was pretty hard to watch it when it did come out. So, $7 for the Blu-ray, I'll buy it, why not? And $10 for this Blu-ray, I got Warhorse. I found out when I looked online that there's actually, for $15, I could have bought the... despite being... Actually, I think it was still all regions. I think it was just the DVD on it that was region 1. It might have been all region Blu-ray. But it was like a collector's edition that came with like 2 Blu-rays with a bunch of special features, a DVD and a digital code for $15. So I easily should have just bought that instead, but I had already bought this. It was too late. It's my mistake. It's because when I went to scan it, it was like, oh, is this the 4-disc collector's edition? I'm like, what are you talking about, 4-disc collector's edition? I looked up, oh my god, well, more of a 3-disc collector's edition, but still. But I figured because I was in the mood for Spielberg, I still haven't watched it, but I just wanted to buy it because I hadn't seen it. It was $10. Also bought Bones and All because I missed it in cinemas. He says, knowing that again, the Nova is still fucking playing it, but it was just cheaper to buy the Blu-ray. And I like horror. Cannibals, hey, that's pretty cool. Sometimes, not always. I like the cast. I like Luca Guadagnino, so I'm pretty keen. I'm hopeful. I mean, look, I think I've only seen one of Guadagnino's films in cinema, and that was Suspiria. I think all the rest I missed, like Call Me by Your Name and whatnot. I only heard about that after it had come out, so I bought the Blu-ray for that. So I don't think I really need a cinematic experience for his films, and even Suspiria on a big screen. Sure, because it's got amazing dance numbers, but it's a fucking weird film. I love it though, it's crazy shit. More like crazy stuff rather than crazy shit, otherwise it just makes it sound like it's bad, and it's also weird. But it's good, and it's weird. Nevertheless, I got myself a new 4K, this one I was really fucking excited for. It is probably in the thumbnail. It's a Taken of Pelham 123. This is the Kino Lorber release, comes with a slipcover, baby. I like when Kinos do, only because Kinos are all slim cases, American cases. I don't like Australian cases or like standard thicker cases with a sleeve most of the time, but slimmer cases I do. I don't know, it just, for me, it values to more protection. It's not more worth, just more protection. Whereas, because these are usually very flimsy cases. Usually really cheap. No alternate artwork, or at least no alternate artwork. I had to double check there, which I'm okay with. You get your Kino disc and logos. The 4K does come with Dolby Vision, and I believe it came with Dolby Atmos, or probably not. I want to double check on that one. It says DTS, but it doesn't actually tell me what audio it comes with, which is weird. No, I think it's just DTS. Either way, it sounded great. It's got a hell of a good soundtrack. Or score, I should say. You get audio commentary by film historian Steve Mitchell and Nathaniel Thompson. Audio commentary by actor, filmmaker Pat Healy and film programmer / historian Jim Healy. I've heard of both of them before. You also get the Making of Pelham 123 vintage featurette, 12 minutes with Mr. Grey, interview of actor Hector Elizondo, Cutting on Action, interview of editor Gerald B. Greenberg, The Sound of the City, interview with composer David Shire, image gallery, theatrical trailers, TV and radio spots. So it's not the major amount of special features and whatnot. Nevertheless, I'm bloody happy to have it because I'd only seen this on Stan, the streaming service in Australia. And, I mean, it was still I think they might have had the 4K scan that was originally put on Blu-ray, and so this is just a UHD version of it, but the Dolby Vision grading, everything about it, it looks sensational. I had to pause it a few times, which I was okay with. I've seen it before, I just wanted to watch it again. My system is doing a thing now where the screen just turns black for a couple seconds, and then but the audio still plays, and then the screen comes back on, and you get like the whatever logo on the top. It's usually if I'm playing a 4K. Actually, it's so far only happened with 4Ks. My brother experienced it when he watched Halloween Ends the other day. I experienced it watching the Taken of Pelham 123. I ended up watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre because I wanted to watch the Australian Blu-ray to get an idea what the special features were. Turns out, for the most part, the 4K release, which I have pre-ordered from the Cinemaniacs, comes, because they had a sale on, so I figured why not. It comes with a few more special features, like a documentary and maybe a featurette, I don't know, but it's done by Alexandra Helen Nicholas, so I'm keen for that. But it does come with a new audio commentary as well. So that's 3 whole new things, plus the Dolby Vision grade and stuff, which could make the film pop an extra bit more, because it does already look fantastic on the Blu-ray. I mean, it's not exactly the best looking film anyway, and I've kind of stuck by, I wasn't going to buy it 4K. I guess I lied, but not really, I got on sale, so I felt like it. Plus a 190-page booklet, like, when you get all these extra special features, I'm like, that's what I'm more or less looking for. I already have this second sight steelbook, I have the American steelbook, which I'm trying to sell, and the Australian release, which I only bought so I could get a poster that it came with, and so I could have a standard Blu-ray, but it came with a sleeve as well, so that's pretty nice. So, yeah, not too much to go on about there, but I'm excited for that. But the Blu-ray did not cause any issues with the TV. I streamed a show, didn't cause any issues with the TV, and I watched Halloween Ends again, because I was watching the first half of it to see when it would turn off. Turned off in the first 3 minutes. I changed my cords around, like my HDMI cables. Didn't happen again until like it hit the 52-minute mark. So it's still happening, but I don't think it's the cables. I think I've eliminated that as an option. I don't think it's the receiver either, because if the audio is still working, realistically the receiver should be fine. And I've looked it up, and people have said that this is an issue with both the Panasonic player I have and the TV. So it could be both, it could be one or the other. I don't know. And it's doing my head in, because it's like, so far it's only happening with 4Ks, and I think it's going to get to the stage where I'm going to have to watch a 4K where they've got a thing called, it's the color gambit thing, the YCBCR or whatever, and there's like a 4x4x4 or 4x2x2 or 4x2x0, and I'm thinking of changing it to 4x2x2 and seeing if I can watch a whole entire 4K film without it turning off. But so far it might have, if I'm lucky, it might have just been because my brother downloaded the program onto the TV, and I've deleted that, and I'm planning to watch Groundhog Day later today. If it so happens that 4K still has the issue pop up, then clearly it wasn't the app. So I guess I'll find out. Anyway, last but not least, either for this clip or just for this video, probably for this video, I'm expecting more stuff in, but I need to have more videos. So I figured when I got taken to Pelham 123, because they had a 5% off sale, I figured I'd get another classic film that I haven't yet got on physical. Of course, this is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. This is the Criterion edition, and it is a masterful pack. Really, it's thick, which is nice. Didn't come with much damage. It was only slightly dented on the base, but luckily I bought it from the Amazonians. I don't trust Zavvi anymore, but I guess I might actually make a video talking about how Zavvi isn't doing physical media releases in Australia anymore. So, I don't know, I guess I might do a video talking about that. Either way, I'll show the booklet last. Open it up, you get a picture of Mr. De Niro, of Mr. Pesci, and Mr. Pacino, I knew who it was. Yeah, comes with some images on the inside, 2 discs, special features, all that kind of stuff. I imagine it's the film on 1 disc, special features on the next kind of deal, because of course it's like a 3-hour film. Booklet, I Heard You Paint Houses, which is the name of the book that the film was based on. Some blood on the wall. Get some images, the cast. I've taken the director approved sticker out because it just looks bloody nice. More credits, more images, And then you get The Wages of Loyalty by Jeff O'Brien. Some more images. Some more images and text. And so forth. Get more images. And then about the master. So there's final images in there as well. Special thanks, acknowledges, and all that. Irishman is presented in the original aspect ratio of 1.85 to 1. This digital master with color grading approved by director Martin Scorsese, cinematographer Rodrigo Prieto, and editor Thelma Schoonmaker. Was created in 4K resolution using a combination of digital camera footage and the 35mm original camera negative. Digital cameras were employed to facilitate the scenes requiring de-aging visual effects. Different look-up tables, otherwise known as LUTs, were applied to both the scanned film negative and digital film footage to emulate old still photography emulsions such as Kodachrome and Ektachrome, as well as the ENR color processing technique. The original Dolby Atmos soundtrack was remastered digitally from digital master audio files using Avid's Pro Tools. My God, that's a mouthful. So, well remastered. That's good. That's very good. You know what? I will I'll leave it here. That's all for now. I know I'm expecting mail in for the rest of the week. But yeah, that can be next week. So it doesn't really matter. Anyway, today's Monday, so it's all good. Anyway, thanks for watching. Again, I really want to try to emphasize the whole, why did I buy this Blu-ray? Well, I don't know, I wanted to see this Irishman again. I saw it in cinema last time. I hadn't seen it since. I wanted to add it to my collection of Scorsese films soundtracks because I really like the West Side Story soundtrack. I hadn't heard the Lost Highway one. I hadn't heard the Lost Highway soundtrack yet, so it's interesting, to say the least. I programmed it wrong onto my phone, so now it doesn't tell me who the artists are. It just says the names of the songs, which is really annoying. So, yeah. But the rest, sure, why not, you know? That's all. Bye.